Hello guys, good afternoon. So it's 15 minutes to the 8:30 open, so I will be quick. Let's do the pre-New York session outlook real quick. Let's see if we can squeeze in one trade for the New York session. So tomorrow is Thursday, pre-NFP, so I won't be trading tomorrow. So after today, I will be coming back to the markets on Friday after the NFP drops, because I tend not to trade the pre-NFP price action. Okay, so just a minute, we just place everything right. So I think we can get started. So on gold, I had mentioned that I wanted to see price rallying to the upside up to 41.20, but it seems that we are breaking that structure to the upside. So depending on how this candle will close, the 4-hour candle, it will determine whether this is a liquidity sweep or it is a break of structure to the upside. So, but I am still really but it looks like it will be a bullish day also, because when I look at DXY, I have noticed that. So I need you to remember yesterday's price action so that we can keep this as short and as precise as possible. So you remember everything I drew up here. It has been respected so far so well, but we haven't reached the target. So the target was this relative equal lows and further to this sell side liquidity. This one right here, I guess it's an order block, and then this imbalance right here. So so that being said, I'm expecting DXY to continue dropping, but we might get some form of buy side liquidity sweep just before we continue to the downside. So I will be marking the 1 hour chart. This looks like an accumulated price action, and if we can sweep these highs, then maybe we can continue with that price action to the downside. So maybe what I'm saying is something like this. I would like to see something like this, but remember it's NFP week, so the days leading to NFP usually have this price action that is not really perfect. For It's not really algorithmic, so I expect. So as you can see, for example, yesterday's price action, it was leading into this setup, but it did not really align with time. So for example, on yesterday's setup, this setup played out during the Asia session, which is not really something that I like to trade nowadays. So um so yeah, basically I was just coming to show you, according to yesterday's price action, we have already hit the buy side liquidity that I wanted us to target. So my next point is to look at how price will react to this buy side liquidity. So we swept that. You can see that the body did not close above that. So I will just be observing how this one closes above it. If the wick closes below, if the candle closes below 4200, then it means it will be just a liquidity sweep, and then I can enter those cells. But as of now, as it looks, DXY is dropping to the downside, and maybe we might not get that sweep to the upside. So if that happens, if that holds, then I'll just look for some fair value gaps. For example, here on the 30-minute time frame, you can see that we have a break of structure here, and we have that fair value gap. So we might be retesting into that. It is somehow the same thing that happened yesterday. We broke structure somewhere, and then price retraced to a fair value gap, which then displaced. So I will be looking at something like that, but until it drops to here, I think I will be looking for continuation set up on this asset, gold and silver. So I will go to the 1 hour chart just to show you what I expect to see. So, or maybe the 15 minute, but let's just use the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I would like to see price coming back to this area here where we have this set of continuation order blocks. So that will be the level that I mark. So on either silver or gold, we will sweep this liquidity that is resting here, the 6 a.m. low, and then I can look for continuation. But as I have mentioned, all this will depend on how price reacts to that high that it has just swept. If we can if the bodies can remain below it on a 4 hour chart, then it will be a liquidity sweep rather than a break of structure. So depending on how that goes, it will determine if it becomes a day that I'm looking for New York continuation or New York reversal. So basically what I'm saying is, if the 4 hour candle closes above 4201, then I will be looking for New York to continue buying, maybe up to the next level of liquidity, which is here. But I really think we are done with the buying. So if the 4 hour can close below 4200, then I will be trading what we call a New York reversal. So it's as simple as that, and you can just take a look at silver, and it will have formed an SMT if we do not take out this high. So that is why I'm telling you that I am waiting to see what the 8:30 a.m. candle does, and then maybe we can see how it goes. We can see how it goes. Actually, I think I could just stay live and trade this setup right here live, and then we see how it goes, because it's 8:20, so the 8:30 to 9:30 window is just about to open. So guess I can chill here online, and then we can just trade this setup together. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can just do it. uh, yeah. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. So I'm just waiting for it on the 4 hour chart, and then we can see what we get. But I really think we are done. We should be done with that buy setup, and then because we have swept that buy side liquidity, so maybe we can start getting some reversal. We can get a very clean New York reversal. But let's see what the 8:30 9:30 open does. Price has gained a lot of momentum so far, so I don't know. Then we can also look at the other two, uh, new Nasdaq and SP500. So for those, I was a bit bullish, but we have not gotten the retracement. So I think it's still the same thing. I want to see candles retracing, but not this low now, because prices went way further to the upside. So I will be waiting for a retracement to around these two fair value gaps, and then maybe we can buy from there. So yeah, it's as easy as simple as that. SP500 new all-time highs. I mentioned that yesterday we were going to get those new all-time highs. Then yeah, so I think I'll just make myself a cup of coffee, and then we can just trade this session live. We can just trade this session live, or maybe we should do it on TikTok, because yeah. So let me do this. Let us trade live on TikTok, and then we can just see what we get from that price action, right? So yeah, that is the today. I wasn't really doing much analysis. It was just adding on what we had yesterday, because the trend is the same, bullish on gold until we hit these highs. So how we react to these highs is what will determine how we continue forward. For Nasdaq and SP500, same thing. It's still the same thing as I had yesterday. I want to see a retracement to this level. So we now have new areas of interest, key levels. So we have that fair value gap, and we have this higher one. So either of them can be retracted, and then we can see the kind of reaction we get inside that. And then yeah, so basically that's it. See you on the TikTok live, so that we can trade this session together, right? Yeah, 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 yeah.